our Seaside band. Hey guys, good to see you always. Hello, good to see all of you. Welcome. I'm Reverend Debbie. It's my joy to be here with you today. Oh, here's Carl and Noy. Hi, good to see you. I hear Friday night was rocking. Yeah, good. Good to see you. I want to invite everybody to come on in through the social hall, from the family room. Come on in and join us. We're going to get started here in just a second. You're going to miss all these wonderful announcements. It's good to have you all here. Okay, so I've got some invitations for you. We've got a lot going on. First off, we're bringing back our basic beliefs class. Those of you that have been around a while remember it. On the first Sunday of every month, we used to do it. We're going to do it now on the third Sunday of every month. Practitioner Carlene Folks is going to be facilitating it. We're going to start it up in October on the 19th. And what's that for? It's just the basic beliefs of science of mind. It's a short introductory class at absolutely no cost. It's just an informational class for those of you that might be new to science of mind, or you want a refresher on what it is that we believe. And so we just answer some questions. We talk about some stuff, what our frequently asked questions are, go over the basics. So if you're interested in that, please plan on attending on the third Sunday of the month, right after second service. It'll start up in October, and it's the way to get into membership, if you will. It's the first class that you would take, and then the next class would be a new member class, which Dr. Christian and I will be doing in November, and then you'll follow that up with New Member Sunday, the following Sunday, where we invite you to come up on stage and become a member, and then we take you out to lunch. So if you're thinking about becoming a member, think about doing basic beliefs on October the 19th. Also, Sacred Circles are starting in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, our Sacred Circles begin. So it's time to sign up. Those of you that know they fill up quickly. So go ahead and sign up for the one that you want to be in. You can sign up online. You can sign up at the education table. They are going to be based on Tama Keeve's book, Trusting Yourself. If you remember, Tama was here a few weeks ago, and many of you bought the book then. But we do have some books for you. We'll be selling them after service today for just $20 if you're interested in picking up your book and getting ready for your Sacred Circle. Sacred Circles are, again, they're absolutely no cost to you. They're small groups that meet in homes and online. Some of them are here at Seaside. I know Maggie's doing one in her home. Somebody was just asking me about it for service. That's why I know about it. But go ahead and sign up for that group that you're interested in attending. It's an opportunity to take the Sunday message deeper. On next Sunday, the 12th, Deb Sadler and Janice Hopes are going to be doing a workshop looking for beauty in the loss of a loved one and how it transforms our lives. And that workshop is going to be right after service next Sunday. You have an option to buy lunch if you'd like for just $10, and then you can stay for the workshop, which is only $25. And again, that is right after. So, well, this workshop starts at 1:15. It says lunch is 12:45. But he kind of just flows right after service. Our couples group is meeting this Friday night. We have so many connection groups here at Seaside. One of them is our couples group, and they meet at Deborah and Boyd's community room where they live. And on this Friday night, they're meeting. There's a potluck followed by a program, which is going to be facilitated, again, by Janice Hope, but her husband Brian is joining her this time for raising the level of intimacy. So that is for our couples, and that is this Friday night. Again, you can sign up on the connection group table. You can find Boyd's email, Deborah's phone. If you want to text and find out a little bit more, they can tell you about that. We have a new connection group, our Business Board of Directors group, it's called, and it is led by Terry Strom. It's a brand new group. They got together and talked about it, and they're having their first gathering this Saturday, 10 a.m. in the Quimby room, which is the room that's off the parking lot along the aisles down there by our restrooms. So you can come 10 o'clock on Saturday morning and be part of that business group. If you have your own business or are interested in starting your own business or part of a business that you want to know some more information about. This Thursday, the 9th, Susan Murphy, who is the head of our kindness crew, our board vice president, and also a practitioner, she is doing an outreach project with the Kindness Crew. So all of you that are interested in helping to come support, make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. She did it last time and she made over 300, and she's shooting for even more this Thursday. And those are donated and given out to the homeless shelters and the homeless in our area. So come on and help make some PB&J on Thursday at 3:30. This Monday night is deep sound meditation. During the summer, we have it every single Monday, but just right now, we have it the first Monday of October, November, and December, and then they'll go on hiatus for January for a few months. So this is your opportunity for October. It's tomorrow night, deep sound meditation right here in the sanctuary. And last but not least, we have a workshop coming up called Traumedy, Finding the Funny in the Fed Up. A workshop to heal through humor with Lindsay, and she's going to come up and tell us about it. Come on up, Lindsay.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay. So in ancient Greece, there were two different types of stories told. There were trauma and tragedy and comedy. One brought tears and one brought laughter. But in reality in life, it's not really about one or the other. So in this workshop, we'll learn how to alchemize our own life stories, finding light in the darkness, and finding humor in the hurt. Because there's really a reason why we hear that laughter is the best medicine. Because in laughter, we can transform our pain into joy. And I really hope that you'll join me, because that's how I have really developed a lot of deep healing. So we'll be doing that for 3 Thursdays, this Thursday. Thank you.
Yep, so that's starting this Thursday for 3 Thursdays, $79. Come on out, and it should be a great workshop. But what I'd like to ask you to do right now is to please stand and greet your neighbor, and please remain standing for the congregational song.
Good morning, Seaside. Woo! What's up? Get your hugs in, get your greetings in. Oh, what a lively Sunday. Yeah. Got a Jamie Lula song. Help me sing. We say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love we see. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Let's say that again. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we see. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Next part says, oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. Back to the top. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we see. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am. Oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. Come on, Bob. Show your love, Bob and our Seaside band. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we see. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am. Oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. Let's sing it one more time. Oh, I am. Oh, I am
And good morning, Seaside. Woo, what a joy it is to be here with all of you today. And all of you that are at home, we know you're there. We appreciate you communicating and just loving us up. And we know it.
That's right.
That's what we do.
That's it.
So, hey, you got your spaghettinis going on this week.
I
got
remembered.
it. It's only taken how many years, right?
I gave him a clue last first service. It's spaghettini.
Yeah, but you have any tickets left, though.
Not too many.
Not too
so,
many.
Yeah, so if anybody's around, wants to come see a concert on Friday night, I'll be up at Spaghettini. It's in Seal Beach, so not too far from here.
I know Reverend Debbie's going to
That's
join you up
right.
there.
I'm excited.
And should be a fun night.
Yeah, so it'll be great, and yeah, I'm excited about it.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad we got you today.
Thank you.
Hey, we have got a wonderful prayer today.
Yes.
Yeah, she is wearing her practitioner stole in this prayer position for the first time ever. Very exciting. And Tara Short heads up our education here at Seaside. And I see Carl and Noy have come to you through a big party for them the Friday night. What a great night that was. And anyway, but Tara Short, great consciousness, student in the School of Ministry, about to take us to that deeper place. Please do it, Tara Short.
Good morning. So this morning, I received an email from Hay House. Some of you may have received it as well if you're on their mailing list. And that was a reminder that this Wednesday, October 8th, would be Louise Hay's 99th birthday. That woman that started Hay House at 60, that took up ballroom dancing at 80, that wrote her last book at 90, that sat in these front chairs, that dedicated this building, that one, that amazing woman of affirmations. And so it was special to me, being my first time up on prayer, and why I got into practitioner studies is because when I came to Seaside not knowing a single person, I jumped into Reverend Lori Mack's Power of 8, and that was my first connection, special friendships. Lori Gale, Sharon Argus, who we are celebrating today, her celebration of life is here today at 2 o'clock. And it was those special friendships and that months and months together. And finally, Lori Mack says to me, Tara, have you decided if you're going to go on the practitioner path? And I said, what is that? What's a practitioner? Because I was coming to Seaside and Rebecca Jade was singing directly to me. Dr. Christian was speaking directly to me, even though they didn't know me. And so then Lori said, you know that Louise Hay and Wayne Dyer, my two favorites that I must have been speaking about all the time, were heavy into the religious science and practitioners themselves. So I was an absolute yes. I had no idea what I needed, but I jumped into Foundations, which is now Basic Beliefs with Reverend Christian. And it is my pleasure to be praying with you today. And so you will find us practitioners with the stoles next to the Dolphin Legacy at the end of service. So please come and see us for prayer. And right now I'd like to invite out Deb Sadler. She will be holding the light, the consciousness for the room today. And this light represents the light, that spark in each one of us. And I will be sounding the sound bowls 3 times, taking us into that inner silence. Opening up to this beautiful day in the one mind, that one love, that one light, that one divine intelligence in and through all. That is truth, that is beauty, that is peace, that is freedom, and that is God's life, and that is my life now. And as I know this to be true for me, I know this to be true for each and every one here and online around the planet. And I know that today is a special day as we come together these Sundays for Celebration Sunday to take in the inspirational words of Dr. Christian Sorensen, to let them inspire us, heal us, touch us wherever we need. And I know that the music is felt, that vibration, that frequency in every cell, tissue, and organ in our bodies, bringing that vitality to body, mind, and spirit. And so I just bless this day, and I let it be.
I speak blessings into my life. I feel the Spirit move in me. I feel it move in me, moving through me. I speak blessings into your life. Feel the power of love within. I know that you can win each and every day. I speak goodness into my life. I feel the Spirit move in me. I feel it move in me, moving through me. I speak goodness into your life. Feel the power of love within. I know that you can win each and every day. Each and every day. Each and every day.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Rebecca Jade. Oh, it's so wonderful. Thank you for anchoring us on that beautiful song. Max, thank you for your accompaniment. And Tara, for your prayer. Thank you so much for your consciousness and for all that you do. Ah, it's good to be here with all of you. Welcome, welcome. I want to welcome all of you. I want to welcome those of you that are tuning in from home or wherever you might be on Facebook or YouTube or on our website. There's lots of ways that you can be here on Sunday if you can't be here in person. But so very grateful for those of you that are here in our sanctuary this morning. I want to welcome you all. I want to especially welcome anybody who might be here for the first time. If it is your first time here, please know that you're welcome. We honor all paths to God. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. We have a first-time visitors package for you. If it is your first time, it's at the table as you're coming through the glass doors. You pick it up, take it home, read a little bit about who we are, what we believe, and there's a QR code in there that'll take you, I think, to our website now for a basic belief talk by Dr. Christian. So better yet, stay afterwards and let us get to know you. Say hello, have some cookies and coffee or tea with us. We'd love to get to know you better. You heard about all these wonderful things that are going on at Seaside. There's so many things going on, but it is a big week for education, so I do just want to mention that. Dr. Christian's Beyond Limits class is going. It's not too late to join. First time he's taught this curriculum, so if you think, oh, I've already taken foundations, this is not. This is a new class, so take that. Tara's got a class that she's teaching on Wednesday nights, the 7 principles. You can take that in person here or online with Reverend Rebecca on Zoom. So that is still available. The second week of classes, they close a little after that. So you want to get in now if you're going to do it. And then Advanced Consciousness Studies is starting tomorrow night. This is a course that we offer only once a year because it's 27 weeks long. And tomorrow night is the first night. We have a wonderful group that's getting ready to go. It is the first year of practitioner training, but it is not required that you're going to become a practitioner to take it. It is open to everyone. It's an opportunity to just take a deep dive for yourself. Pamela Hauer was the practitioner when I first came to Seaside, and what she said about training is that it's an opportunity to fall absolutely in love with yourself. You know, right? And so we start tomorrow night. If you think, or you're thinking about it, you think you might want to do it, you won't get to do it for another year. So see Tara afterwards, talk to her, see if you have what it is that you need to be able to enter class, because we would love to have you join us. As I said, it's a great group that's going forward. And Carolyn Holder will be teaching with me all year long. So Carolyn and I would love to have you. So that being said, let's see, flowers today are from Louise Wright. Now Louise is in India celebrating her 83rd birthday. You know, I just love religious scientists. We just don't get old. We just keep on keeping on. We just keep going and enjoying life. Dr. Christian's talk title today is called Being in Balance. And I found a book by Wayne Dyer that is called Being in Balance. And I'm going to be reading from that. And this is it. Here's what I found as a result of being able to keep aspects of life in balance. I now see spiritual energy in everyone I encounter. When I'm tempted to judge anyone, I remind myself to view them through my special lens. When I can do so, all negative judgment dissolves. I feel more peaceful, knowing that I'm not just this body that I'm destined to discard. I also feel the life-giving spirit within me on a daily basis, and it's exhilarating. I now know that I'm an infinite spiritual being and that I share this originating energy with everyone on this planet, as well as everyone who's ever lived here or will live here in the future. Being more balanced spiritually and physically gives me the opportunity to be in a continual state of gratitude and awe. I see miracles everywhere. I take myself less seriously. I feel intimately connected to others. I have less stress in life. I feel less pressure to fit in or to accomplish more. And the irony is that I perform at a higher level because spirit flows unimpeded through me. There's a significant change in your life when you correct the imbalance between your physical and spiritual being. The title of this chapter is taken from a well-known poem by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Here is a portion of that poem. Earth's crammed with heaven, and every common bush afire with God. But only he who sees takes off his shoes. The rest sit around it and pluck blueberries. And so it is. God bless you. So very, very glad that you're here today.
Thank you, Rev Deb. Good morning, Seaside. It is my honor on Sunday mornings to introduce our guest artists. And we have a wonderful guest. She's been with us a couple times now. And she doesn't live here. She used to live here in San Diego. And a couple years ago now has moved to the Bay Area. So that's where she lives. But she still does shows down here in San Diego. And so we try to coordinate when she's going to be coming down and so that she can be here at Seaside. So she's with us this morning. And if you haven't heard her yet, you're just going to be blown away. She's an incredibly soulful singer. And she's just, in tune with spirit as well, which is so amazing. If you want to check out her band live, next Sunday, they are playing at Grand Old Barbecue. Yes! I asked her like 5 times the name of this place. It's not sticking for some reason. But check her out. See her after service if you want to get some more information. She also does have some merch with her. So without further ado, her band is called Tori Rose and the Hot Mess, which is a fantastic name. But you get Tori Rose this morning. Show her some Seaside love, everybody. How's everybody doing? If you feel moved by the Spirit, go ahead and move. This is our fork in the road. Love's last episode. There's nowhere to go. Oh no, but you had the chance, and now it's up to me to bow out gracefully. But you're the king, baby. Whenever you call me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. I'll be around, yeah. I do just what you say. When I found out today that all of the words had slipped away, but I know there's always a chance, a tiny spark will remain, and sparks turn into flames. Your love will burn once again. Now I know, as long as you call me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. I'll be around. Just call out my name. Thank you so much.
That is Tori Rose. I like that. Such a God song, you know. Call me whenever you want me. I love that. I'll be around. So true, so true. How fun. Well, I'll tell you what, this morning's message is about being a little bit more in balance in our life. You up for that one? That's good. Okay. So, a CEO, he went to some mountain monastery and he asked the guru, how do you do it without, meetings and without deadlines? And the guru guy said to him, no meetings. I meet the sun every morning. I meet the wind in the afternoon. No deadlines. I got that moment of death. That's a deadline. And it's like, what really matters is what matters in your life. If you want balance, you have got to create the space for that which is important to you. You can't just be full on go, I got meetings and things and all this is really important. Well, that CEO, he came home, took up meditation and created space in his life for things that are important. And that's what we want to do in our life, is have space for that which is important, the other things that we need to do. The Taoist will tell us that nature is never in a hurry, but she accomplishes everything she needs, Emerson said we should adopt the pace of nature, and her secret is patience. Yeah, it's like, who wants to be patient in our quick-moving society? But that's what balance is about, is creating the space that is important, finding our pace, getting in rhythm with it, and allowing ourselves to be fully present. So we're just not going full out. There was this young businessman beginning of the pandemic season. Zoom was new. His name was Greg. He jumped on the Monday morning business Zoom call, showed up cheerful, told a couple jokes, started in with the quarterly goal report when someone interrupted him and said, "Excuse me, Greg, you do know this is a yoga meeting, don't you?" Yeah. And, he had misclicked being so new, so he stuck around for the whole meeting, and now he swears by downward dog. It's what do we do? See, that's the thing with life, is it's dynamic. It's always changing. We get thrown these twists and turns, and if we have space to connect with our meeting with God, because always available, we just heard, just call, always there. If we do that, we allow ourselves to be a bit more in alignment, because being in balance, I believe, is being in alignment with the spirit, the soul, and the body, being in alignment with our heart and that essence of our being, and living from that place and checking in with that place. Because otherwise, being misaligned, you ever have misalignment with your car, or out of alignment? You're driving, it's like you're going that way, but it's pulling this way. So you overcompensate, and now you're going this way. When a car is out of alignment, it's interesting. It keeps going, it does keep moving, but, it wears down the tires, it breaks other things down. Well, when we're out of alignment in our life, it's interesting. We can keep going in our life, but we're getting pulled in directions which may not be in alignment with the goal and the direction in which we want to be headed in our life and in our world. And so what we've got to do is continue to check in. Is this working? Is this right? What do I need to let go of? Rumi will tell us to be in balance is holding on to some things and letting go of other things. That is an important aspect to remember about being in balance, because life is going to throw us some stuff. It does. Hoda Kotb, NBC morning show person until just this year. She wrote a new book. It recently came out. It's called Jump and Find Joy. And she interviews people in this book. And one of the ones was Sheryl Crow, who was our buddy from the summer. Remember her? Yeah, that worked out pretty good. Anyway, and we kind of know her story, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but as she's talking to her, she says, sometimes we just get hit with the crapmobile, and it pulls up onto our lawn and dumps not one load, but 2 loads of steamy stuff, and you know what? It stinks. And Cheryl goes on to say how she got hit with the 2 loads. One, her very public breakup with her bicyclist buddy at that time, who will remain nameless. And then in 06, at the age of 44, being diagnosed with breast cancer after a mammogram. And her world just shifted, and it was shocked. It came to a screeching halt. Talk about being thrown off balance, being talked about being thrown for a twist. What are you going to do with that? And it just rearranged her world. She came to realize that she was so focused on productivity, on producing, and that it wasn't just about quantity, it was about quality in her life. So she couldn't just produce 10 songs. They had to be 10 great songs, and they couldn't just be songs that made the top 200 list. They had to be the top 10 songs in the top, the 10 songs in the top 10. You get it. She said it's exhausting. It is depleting. It takes a lot of the fun out and begins to lose its sense of fulfillment. And one of her buddies said, you know what? You got to listen to your intuitive self. And everybody has intuition, but not everybody wants to hear the truth. Think about that. That's what those meditations are for. That CEO came back and established his meditation practice. Do you have the balance where you listen? Because one of the things Cheryl was saying is that emotions become the portal. They open you up to seeing truthfully, and being in balance is being true and in alignment with what is near and dear to your heart and soul. And what she said happened is she stopped writing songs for a while, but she started writing in her journal. You want to find balance in your life? I'm giving you all these little pieces that you already know, but I'm just reminding you, you start journaling and checking in with yourself. And what she remembered is how much she loved family and wanted the kids, and not that she ever really forgot it, but what she realized by being honest with herself is that she could have kids and be a single parent. Wow, what a concept. And she adopted Wyatt in '07, and 3 years later adopted Levi. And she says she is so fulfilled being a parent and raising it that if she did not do her music again, she would still be fulfilled in her life. That's being in balance. That is saying, I have found something that feels right and good in my life and in my world, and I'm going with it. I got to hold on. Sometimes I got to let go sometimes. If I want to be in balance, I've got to create the space to be able to hear. And in this, what I come to realize is that there is motion in our life. There is movement in our world. And it is about being available to that in our ever evolving experience. And so Debbie, great book you found, Being in Balance by Wayne Dyer. He starts off on the first page, which is actually page 3, if you got the book too. But he says that one of the major discrepancies of being out of balance is that we are so into our doing this and experience in life and our habits and our routines that we are not in balance with that which is important to us. Kind of getting the concept here. We got to keep taking a look and create space for that which is important. We're so busy doing the routine in life. We're so busy doing our habits, so busy answering our emails, so busy jumping on Zoom meetings that weren't even for us, that we forget to do what is important to us. And so what we have, Wayne describes, is like this unwanted friend following you, just kind of whispering, nagging at you. There's something here, Christian. What is it that's going on? There's something you're not listening to. And it's not like a big sign. It's like a feeling in the gut. It's like, what is that? Get away. You know that feeling? It's like, I'm out of balance, but I don't want to deal with it now. I'll deal with it when I'm more imbalanced here. It's just kind of nags away inside of us. But what I want us to get about being in balance is it's not just the middle way. It's just not like moderate. It is mastery. It is precision. It is knowing when to act and when not to. It is knowing when to speak, and it's knowing when to remain quiet. It is a dynamic expression that it's like surfing in a sense. You drop in, and you just got to be in balance. You got to go this way, that way, and lean. And if you're in alignment, it's like how to move with it because there's something inside of you. Someone asked the Buddha, how does one be in balance, or what is balance like, or tell me something about balance. And the frustrated disciple, I guess, and he said it's like a string instrument in the sense, if it's too tight, it's too tight, it snaps. And if it's too loose, it doesn't play. It's about finding that perfect balance and having to continually tweak it and tune it and keep it just right. Or a tightrope walker, there you go. They don't just jump up on the tightrope, get their balance, say, ta-da, I got it. It's like every moment you got to be fully present. You got to go with this way and that way. And you've got to work when the wind is blowing. And that's the thing with balance. There is being fully present. It is dynamic. It is a continual holding on, letting go, readjusting, retacking, and not making yourself wrong in the process. It's being in balance can be exhausting sometimes. But it also brings a renewed energy. Because when you are in alignment, there's that flow. There's that life force. There's that energy that is moving through you. And when you're out of balance, all of a sudden your head starts yakking. All of a sudden your mind starts questioning. all of a sudden it starts going in this crazy like chatter trying to take you down to verify why you're out of balance. Isn't this terrible? You know, but the thing about balance is it's stressful, and stress is an inside job. And it's ours to deal with our stress, but what it appears Americans do, at least in Wayne Dyer's book on being balanced, he says 112 million Americans take some form of medication for stress-related symptoms. I couldn't believe it. I had to look it up myself. And they said maybe 50 to 60 million. But that's still 20% of our population is taking medication to work on, fatigue, anxiety, insomnia, overeating, lack of appetite, rashes, scratching, itching, compulsive behavior disorder, overthinking things, anxiety. The list goes on and on. When I was a kid, they used to say, well, just deal with it. It's like, and I know that's kind of crass, so I'm not, because it is very real things that are going on. But you know what? When we choose to come back into balance and we're willing to sit with that and find what is important to us and make a priority in our consciousness and our awareness, this is what I want to do with my life or with my world or with this project or something. And I begin to do the dance and allow it to be a lot of the activity that needs to keep me on that path and to keep coming back into alignment when I'm getting pulled away, willing to sit and be intuitive with that gut feeling that there's something's not right here. I begin to listen in ways I haven't listened to, and I begin to become intuitive because I am interested in the truth of what's going on in my life, that I don't need someone to tell me what's going on, and I don't need to numb the symptoms that are going on. It is the feedback that my life and my body is giving me, and to be in balance, I've got to be present for that 100% so I can move to the next level of my self-expression. Yeah. So, this is what happens when you allow the head to take over. Tama Keeves. And as you know, our Ventures in Prosperity starts in 2 weeks here. Wonderful 6-week series. And we're basing it upon her book, Learning to Trust Yourself. How would you like to be there for that intuitive self and say, I'm willing to trust the truth of my being and not second guess it? Well, she shares, as you know, she was... I don't want to say neurotic, but she shares these stories where all of a sudden, her head starts spinning out. And when you allow your head to start spinning out, you got issues here. So here's one of those spin out stories, and I'll bring it back. But anyway, Tama, and bless her heart, you guys just loved her, right? You bought everything she had. That was pretty impressive. We're doing our sacred circles based on this book, for 5-6 weeks. We're going to be doing the home study groups. You heard, Reverend Debbie share that, there's no cost to that. It's a day or a night that's convenient and a home for you or online for you, facilitated by our practitioners. And we're going to take the Sunday message deeper. That is jumping out of these pages. And so I thought I'd start at a point where the head spins. And over the next few weeks, we'll go to a deeper place with it. But she said, I have been haunted for as long as I can remember. This is what she said. You're doing it wrong. You know you're doing it wrong. You're in your wrong life. Oh, you're wasting your time. It's wrong. It's just wrong. What if you're wrong? What if you're wasting time? I mean, it's a bad song that keeps playing in the back of my brain, and I couldn't tune it out. It's like it's a heavy metal combined with a polka. And believe me, it didn't work as a song, and in the sure hell doesn't work in me singing it in my head. I had bad fantasies that everyone else knew exactly what to do. And my fantasy declared that the other people held picnics and on red checkered tablecloths with Austrian crystal goblets, celebrating their good decisions and their excellent lives. They were born knowing what to do, and they decided in seconds what to do. Even when something didn't work out, And they didn't turn on themselves with a crowbar or an ice pick and start muttering in tongues. There would not be any rocking back and forth in a dark closet. And on she goes and goes. You know how your head? That's not in balance. I just want to assure you that. And if that's going on, Lindsay McLaughlin's class on Thursday is a great place. How to make you funny out of your fed up in life. You just dramatize this stuff. So it's ridiculous like that. And it's, if you've got anything running in your head you can't quite get rid of, this is what you want to do. You just want to blow it out of proportion until you're just rolling on the floor with a sense of laughter that this is absolutely ridiculous, Christian. You got to get back in balance. What is it that you want to experience in your life? Well, that's what meditation for, is getting into that place. So when something shows up that doesn't feel right, you're in enough balance to know it doesn't feel right. And now I can do something about it, because that stress or those challenges can always be corrected within inside one's own field of awareness. And that's what we're working on. But you've got to catch them. Remember a couple of years ago, I fell on my bike and messed up my leg. And so, I dealt with it back on the bike, right? And I'm great. Well, last month, did a bike ride from Montana to Idaho. It was called the Hiawatha Trail. It's only 15 miles, and it's all downhill. And it's an old railroad track that went across these huge gorges. You've seen them in the Western. These trellis bridges that are just spectacular and beautiful, going across the river down below, then cutting back up the mountain over here, and then going through a tunnel. And these tunnels you go in, they really are pitch black in there. So anyway, Callie and I were going on this ride, and first thing you start off, I really knew nothing about it, is a tunnel that's more than a mile and a half, pitch black. You literally cannot see your nose. It was 90 degrees outside, and you go inside, and it's 47. You're wearing T-shirts, and it's cold, and the ceiling's dripping on your head, and you can't see anything. You're sure the walls are lined with bats ready to take off. You can't see. And then you come out on the other side, and it's still cold, because the hot 90 degrees on one side is pushing the 47 out the other side. And so it's still kind of eerie. And then all of a sudden, you ride a little bit more, and it's 90 degrees again. And it's like kind of freaking out about that. But then I'm starting to go downhill, pick up speed, and the tire on the bike, hits some gravel, which is what I hit when I went down on my bike. And all of a sudden, the cellular memory came up from my knee and said, I'm going to die. Yeah, I'm going to go off the side, and this is the end of the world. So I can, sit down, go home, meditate, and all that stuff, but that's not right, because Callie's way gone already. See ya. But what happens is, in that moment, I decide, it's time to relax. I'm not going to give my power away to the cellular memory in my body. I'm not going to give the power away to something. I'm going to be in balance, because, this is pretty amazing. I've only seen these kind of things in Western movies, and it really is. And so, you settle on into the seat. You take hold, you check, make sure your gear is good, and you've just got to let go and relax. If you want to be in balance, you got to listen to your intuitive self that says, this is a great moment in time and space, and I'm going to participate in it, and I'm going to go with it. You got to take charge of your own mind and your thinking. And granted, sometimes it's hard to take charge of a situation in our life or in our world. I thought of this story yesterday. We had Blessing St. Francis, Karen Cole. She is the first serve. Oh, there she is. Did that. Jenny, who was head of our WAGS ministry, Susan Murphy. They came out and held St. Francis Day blessing. And there was this parrot that Celeste brought, most beautiful parrot, and it reminded me of the story. And you guys, I'm sure, have heard it about this parrot who is just, it's a foul-mouthed parrot. This parrot just cussed. He was nasty, he was rude, and the owner, he tried everything. He tried, positive reinforcement, or, affirmative discipline, Mozart and classical music, and, nothing really worked. And one day, the parrot was going off, and he just had it. He was fed up, he was out of balance. He took the bird, just threw him in the freezer, shut the door. Only for a couple moments for pet-loving folks. And after a minute or so, he opened up the freezer door. And he just, he wanted the bird to cool down, I guess. And he opened up the door, and the bird walked out and said, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I won't ever do that again. And the guy's saying, wow, what changed his mind? But before he could ask, the bird asked, And would you mind if I ask you what that frozen chicken in the freezer did? Yeah. What do you need to shift your perspective, guys? Yeah. Are you willing to come back into balance without great drama, without being thrown in the freezer, without falling off your bike, without having to go to some monastery in the mountains? Are you willing to take on the dynamics that are necessary? And sometimes, you got to take a break. You got to rest with it. You got to set your boundaries. Jesus set boundaries, You can find in the 5th chapter of Matthew, verse 37, he said, let your yes be yes and your no, no. This is my balance right here. These are my boundaries, and this is how I'm going to be. And sometimes I may get tired, and that's the time you need to take the rest. And the rest is necessary. Sometimes you hold on, and sometimes you let go, is what Rumi said. And so you've got to, if you want to honor that dream, and Ernest Holmes, he talked about that dream when he said that our imagination is not just some fanciful dream, it is fire from heaven. That's what you've got stirring in your soul, is fire from heaven. If you're not listening to that, if you're listening to the fear that's in your cellular level, if you're listening to the fear take over the conversation in your head, you're out of balance. You've got to take the time, you got to take the break, you got to do the sabbatical kind of thing. And a sabbatical isn't just a suggestion, it is a rhythm. It is a being in balance. It is a movement that I do my action, boom, and then I take a break, and if I go, I need to rest a little bit. You've got this physical being, and if all of a sudden the anxiety takes off, and here's a wonderful book been working out of We Can Do Hard Things. It was written by Glenda Doyle and her sister Amanda and Abby Wambach. And there's a good, there it is, should be. So Abby, who is a two-time gold medalist in women's soccer, is 6-time voted best female soccer player of the year. She writes, when I'm in anxiety, spiraling, I know I have accidentally time traveled again. Is that great? I just love that. That's really why I'm reading this. When I am in an anxiety spiral, I know that I have accidentally time traveled again. And my anxiety is usually the result of my mind launching me into a scary, imaginary future. So the antidote is to return to now, where I'm usually safe and okay. I know that I've accidentally time traveled into an imaginary future. That's what our stress is doing. That is what our head is doing, whatever those stories are. And so the girls, they wrote this book, and one would say something, and the others would add. And so Glenda said, you know what, to get back into the moment, which is the key. Our practitioners know this. In your life, if somebody's freaking out in front of you, if you're going wild in your head, what you want to do is get back in the moment. And so you take something that is before you, and you, that's hot. But that brought me right back into the moment, right? It's like you hold something in your hand, you feel it, you look at it, you look at something in the room, you bring yourself back from that time-traveled destination of out of alignment back into balance, and you just drop into that wave of what is moving in your life, because it is a dynamic action being in balance. Like the tightrope person, every moment there's this readjustment. So you get yourself back by looking at something, you hear something, you play some music. She also said, put your hand on your heart. Whew. That gets you here. Yeah, it just does. And Amanda, her sister, said, I just take my feet, I uncross them, I rub them on the ground, and I put them there. And I allow myself to be back here now. I get out of that time travel, anxiety kind of place. They even called their buddy Brene and said, hey, what would you do? She said, take care of your body. You got to feed it right. You got to feed it the right things. And water, plenty of water, and rest, kind of like things we learned as kids when we were energetic, vibrant, and we could fall and get up again. We are always available, but we got to be willing to take that pause. We got to be willing to go into that natural rhythm of the Shabbat, if you would, not sabbatical, but the Shabbat, the rest in the cycle of things. Anybody have cell phones? Ridiculous, because I haven't heard any today. I was just curious. But, they're pretty smart things, right? There's more in the palm of your hand now than the astronauts had when they first landed on the moon. It's like brilliant, but you still have to recharge that battery. They haven't figured that out yet. You talk about balance, it's go, 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 but you gotta, the Shabbat. You gotta take the rest. You gotta chill. You gotta recharge. That's what I really want us to get today, is you've got to work on recharging. What we've got to do is create the space for that which is most important to us to be able to come in alignment with it. Be patient in its unfoldment and recognize that being in balance is dynamic. It's not like I catch my pose. It's every step, every moment. It's about realigning, rebalancing, and being in that place. And if you are willing to be patient, to create the space for it, to continue to realign and then restore, rejuvenate, just recharge, get going, then you'll be able to be in balance. God bless us as we do so in our life. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Tori Rose back to our stage.
Hello. Slipping, tripping into the future. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. Oh, through the revolution. The babies who don't have enough to eat, shoe their children without shoes on their feet. You better house the people who's living on the street. Come on now, we got solutions. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. Come on now, the revolution. Time keeps on slipping, slipping. Babies who don't have enough to them children without the shoes on their feet. As the people who are living on the streets. Come on now, you know we got the solutions. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on tripping, slipping, tripping into the future.
This is Troy Rose doing it her way, man. That San Francisco vibe has got an influence in your world. The Jerry Garcia spirit lives on. Anyway, woo, all right, man. That was good. I grew up with that song. It didn't sound like that, but I just loved it. I love that rendition. All right. Well, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to share our gift, to give our offering, and as we give, it comes back. That's how it works. It's not why we do it. That is what the law of circulation does, is you step into that wonderful flow, and you are part of that ever-expanding, emerging greater good as your life. So as you support Spirit's work, which you'll find is Spirit's work being supported as your life and your world. And so I invite you to listen to your heart and to give from that place and be the activity that Spirit's having in your life. So with that said, I want to invite our ushers and greeters to come forward as we take our gifts from our heart and our soul and our spirit. And I want to say thank you to this wonderful crew that's helping out here. Thank you to those who mail in the contributions when you can't be here on a Sunday. It's greatly appreciated. And those that are part of the auto tithe program that says, count me in, whether I'm there or not. This is my family, this is my community, and this is the support you can expect from me, this year sometime or weekly or whatever it is. And you guys at home, thank you. Bless you. And together we have been able to create this amazing spiritual community that has traveled through time into the future. And so with that, I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this truly is a blessed moment where there's a richness that is moving through each and every one of us. We become that channel through which that infinite reservoir emerges, that wellspring of light and life that shows up, just purging out any of the clogs or the blocks in our being that knock us off kilter, and we return to a great place of perfect balance in our wonderful flow in life. And so we become that reciprocating expression of income, outgo, tide, ebb and flow, for the wonderful expression of Spirit continues to bless our world in those ways that are perfect. I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for that deep sense of security and peace, and knowing that the source isn't from the outside, but it's from the inside. And it is that adjustment in the consciousness of a place of perfect balance that I live my life that way and find it supported in a monetary way and with every creative kind of way possible. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this moment, it's realization, and so it is. Amen. And together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the fluent flow of greater good as my life now. our guys from Seaside. Great job, guys. And I stand before this bounty, I can just feel the outpouring of the love, the caring, and truly the blessings that have been infused in these wonderful gifts that have come forth from the heart and the soul of the wonderful members and friends and family of this community. For these gifts are infused with the caring and just the blessings, and it just enriches our spiritual community. The gift is handled in good stewardship and is put forth back into the world, bringing this vibration to all that comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity to participate consciously in this wonderful flowing of expanded blessings and good in our life and all around us. And so it is. Amen. Right. Hey, this is Nicole Johnson. She is your board president here at Seaside. And you have called a congregational meeting on October 26th. Mark your calendar right about this time, maybe closer to 12:30. And we're going to be talking about the ideas for the building, and Steve White, who's also celebrating his 80th birthday, pretty close, but a wonderful contractor working with Amy, and just all sorts of people to come together, a plan of ideas. And we want to hear everybody else's plan, right? And maybe think about how we want to spend some of our money. Yeah, okay, well, that's good. So, all right, that is Nicole Johnson. Wonderful things have happened under your tenure. Thank you. And Rebecca, thank you. Yeah, just you're always a gift. You bless us so much, and so dear you are. And bringing in people like Tori Rose, my goodness, I just loved your music and what you did with those songs. That grittiness, man, you got to come back and do it some more. So I love Tori Rose and the Hot Messes. That's a great time. Yeah. And Reverend Debbie, my goodness, you got a class started Monday night. Advanced consciousness. That sounds like just a wonderful journey of deepening the walk and taking a look inside. And so if anybody wants to, they can talk to you or talk to Tara. And starts tomorrow night. That's it. All right. Well, thank you for doing that. Hey, giving us sound today, Matthew. Thank you very much. Next to Matthew with the headphones is Lizzie. She is our social media director here. And then thank you for this wonderful stream team out here. We have got Edwin, we've got Tim, and we got Carrie Powell, kind of new on that camera over there. So good job, guys. Behind that wall, we have Steve Grant and some other individuals assisting him in sending it to you guys at home. So let them know how much you love. Chat it up on the side and just let us know. But I'll tell you what, it is a week of education around here. You heard Monday night, Tuesday nights, Beyond Limits. You want to go beyond the limits in your life? This is the foundational class where I'm going to give you the spiritual principles over the next 7 weeks. So sign up and be part of it. If you're not part of that yet, we've just started. We got several people starting on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, if you've taken this class, then you can go ahead and take the 7 principles, spiritual principles of success. You can do it live with Tara on Wednesday right here at Seaside, or you can do it online and virtually with Reverend Rebecca. So that's taking place on Wednesday. Thursday, you heard about this wonderful traumedy thing going on with Lindsay. You were great. It will be a fun night for sure. I know that. And then we got other things going on, and I'm spacing them. So go to our website. You don't really need to hear this 3 times in one morning, but I'm just so excited. I don't want you guys to miss the good stuff that's happening. Today at 2 o'clock, Sharon Argus, we're having her memorial service. So just a wonderful spirit of Seaside for sure. So. But I'm going to pray. No, I'm not. I want to listen to our kid. We have girls, and now we got boys. Someday they'll come together, and you'll have new lessons to teach.
And every time they're different, huh, guys? Okay, well, good morning, Seaside. Good morning. Happy October. Are you guys ready to share what we did today? Today was all classes are big and important, but this is the biggest, most important one because it really supports the philosophy of our teachings of science of mind. So you want to share what was the topic that we worked on today? What was the name of it?
We worked on the creative process today.
We worked in the creative process today, okay? So you want to explain how you guys want to share how that works? You guys ready? Because we're teachers today, right? I was sharing that. It's important for us to share because we are not just students, but we're teachers in life. You ready to be a teacher? Okay, let's teach everybody the creative process.
So what we did today is, of the creative process, it was negative or positive, and the negative seed will not grow, and the positive seed will grow.
Thanks, Les.
So, in life, you can either have positive or negative thoughts. And if you have a positive thought, well, then your ideas will be positive and you'll be able to do great things. But if you have a negative thought, then that's all you'll think, and you won't be able to accomplish as much.
What are the thoughts called, though? Do you guys remember? What are we growing? So what are the thoughts called?
The thoughts, we called them seeds. It's to represent a plant.
Okay, and then what do we plant our thoughts into?
The law of creation, also known as the soil.
Okay, and then what grows from that?
A result.
Okay. We're going to practice all month long. We're going to probably practice for the rest of our lives, though, right? But this was pretty good for our practice today.
Oh, my goodness. Woo, that is something. Hey, that's the topic for Beyond Limits on Tuesday night. You just got the creative process. You know? That's where it's at. And so you guys can take that night off if you want. I was saying thank you. Carl and Noy, Friday night here was just truly spectacular. Very special, heartwarming. Last night's Gourmet for God, just taste of Thai or Thai went over. It was good either way. So anyway, but I want to pray. You know, healing is the thrust of our movement since its conception. You know, the laughter is fun, the message is good, the music is magnificent, but it's all about opening up ourselves and just being available for the shift. So I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners that are present to stand so we can feel this upliftment of this consciousness right here in this moment. As I come into a greater recognition of that divine vibration and allow my being to just resonate with that wonderful reverberating expression of God, filling my awareness with the sights and the sounds and the senses of that, what it's like to be in balance and in alignment with that movement of the Spirit's essence. For I truly am a place where the divine touches down and finds space available to hear and to feel the greater possibility, the greater vision. So I know that it is within this moment that Spirit begins to show each of us our particular piece that is essential to the emergence of our greater joy, harmony, and balance as we walk in this world. We find ourselves supported every step of the way, and we live with a deep sense of security and peace, knowing that we are sourced, that all financially that is necessary finds expression in our life, for we are the nexus of multiple streams of ever-expanding good that brings creativity and ideas and resources and people and just what it takes to bring forth that for which we have been entrusted in our heart and soul to do. We find a strength and a courage to be bold and audacious in our self-expression, proclaiming the glory of Spirit as our very life right here, and the body comes into perfect alignment, not because I need to tell the infinite intelligence, the omniscient, the all-knowing what it needs to do with my body and my life, but because I have now made greater space in my field of awareness to be moved by that finer vibration of that which I am, which is Spirit expressing with that which each of us is Spirit expressing, and anything unlike it just is gone. It falls away. It's not a battle. It's not a fight. It is just, it's gone, and what remains is being a clear conduit, that vortex of Spirit made manifest in ways that are right and particular, that we are able to be the delineating place through which that magnificence expresses in our life and our world. And we bring that to our friends, to our family, to our relationships. We find we are truthful, honest, and integrity, transparent and seen. For we walk this world knowing who we are and good in our skin and total balance with being intuitive and available for the truth to be known, which is God ever revealing a greater possibility of our life now. And I am grateful for this. Just as it's continued to bless this community, its family, its members, and Seaside has been able to flourish through time and over the years because the members and the friends, the family of this community's lives continue to work at a new vibratory level, a higher level of possibilities, and it just shows up in our life. Every prayer request that has been brought through to our community, I know is fulfilled, for there's something good that is going on. Can you feel that? Do you feel that? For there's a life force that is just reverberating through you now. Say yes to that and allow that God essence to have its way. For I stand here in gratitude and appreciation for the manifesting unfoldment of the greater truth of our being. And I let go to Spirit to figure out how. And so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life when I had to But now I can say you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day. You've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. 'Cause I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Seaside, sing it from your heart. Come on. Beautiful. No more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah, Seaside.
And our affirmation for the week is, I live my life in balance. Together, I live my life in balance. Touch your heart and let's do it again. I live my life in balance. Now that we know it, come on. I live my life in balance. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's face shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Have an amazing week, Seaside. Make sure to be connected with classes. Be involved with Seaside as much as possible. Have a great week, everybody.